Hi everyone, welcome back to Frontline. Jay here with another review. Today I'm reviewing Spider-Verse Team Up, issue number 2. This is just like the previous issue where you get two stories packed into one book. The first one is called Too Many Spider-Man, and it features the 67 Spider-Man along with Ultimate Spider-Man from the TV show and Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man from the comic books. It is written by Christos Gage with pencils by Dave Williams and inks by Dexter Vines. Chris Sotomayor is the colorist. Now, this issue is this story we it takes place in the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon. You get that feel from it right away. They use classic imagery like Spider-Man with the two webs, his arms spread out, just dangling there. You get it right away. And Spider-Man thinks that these other two Spider-Men are imposters and villains, and he takes them on. Ultimate Spider-Man is like, dude, I think I got his language down. And he starts talking like he's from like a bad 60s movie, like, hey, you jive turkey, like stuff like that. So, 67 Spider-Man just webs him up, and he's like, dude, is this like a web or a blanket? And Miles is the one reason. It tells him, look, we're going to people from other dimensions are coming to hunt us. We need to gather a group of Spider-Man to fight them. And he's like, oh, well, why didn't you say so? That makes perfect sense, So it was like, he told him this outlandish story that would make a normal person be like, yeah, you're nuts. But in the 67 Spider-Man universe, this is perfectly normal. He sees this all the time. And we got the Ultimate Spider-Man doing his little, breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience, and the other two are like, dude, who's he talking to? And then we get to see a group of Spider-Man's villains in the 67 universe, which is like, we get Scorpion, Green Goblin, Star, Electro, and Vulture, and all of them, and they start taking them out, and they get zapped by a gun, and it's uranium powered, but it's not uranium, the radioactive substance. It's because it's from Uranus, and only scientific terms that are used for like the classic cartoons and stuff like that. But we see a lot of classic moments here. I really fell in love with this. Like, when he's like, oh, I used ventriloquism before to get them. I remember that episode where he did use that on them. And I just loved every single moment of this issue. The story at the end, they capture the villains. They go back to join the spider group in the fight. Over story 5 stars, perfect story. Art 5 stars, perfect art. You captured 3 different eras of art, 3 different styles of art, all in one story, and it looked seamless and perfect. I felt like these are 3 characters from these 3 different universes actually meeting together. Um, Overall, 5 stars for that first part of the story. Now, the second story is called A Spider in the Dark, and is featuring Spider-Gwen and Goblin. The writer is Gerry Conway, artist is Steven Sanders, and Andrew Crossley does the coloring for this story. Now, this story takes place on Earth 21205. So, we see Spider-Gwen chasing after a Green Goblin, and or hobgoblin type character, because she's got the orange costume on, or a reddish costume. We find out that it's actually Peter Parker, and Gwen reveals who she is, and the reason why she was sent to this mission is because in this universe, on this Earth, this Peter Parker Spider-Man stopped being Spider-Man because he blames himself for Gwen's death, and then he killed Green Goblin, and then he felt such shame and disappointment and regret for doing all this that he basically killed Spider-Man, and he became this being known as the Goblin. And just as they're about to leave, we find that, the inheritor comes, and she basically starts beating them up, and then Goblin says, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to save you. I'm going to finally be maybe make up for what I've become. And he goes and he fights her, and she eats him, and Gwen jumps back into the portal, and she leaves. He sacrifices himself to save her, and, you know, in the end, he died a hero. He died being, a hero again. And Gwen vows to kill her next time, So Gwen feels responsible now because she feels responsible for two Peter Parkers dying in a way. This story was a bit different for me. It felt more like, I don't know, I didn't really feel like I cared about the Goblin. Like, it was just very, hurry up, you gotta go die. That's why I felt like they were just trying to do. They were pushing him to go die, and he did. It was just that throwaway character just to give Gwen the motivation to fight, I think. And so I'm giving the story 3 stars. The art was pretty good though. I give it solid art. 4 stars for the art. Overall, I'm giving this one just uh, 3 stars, I think, because this part of the story is just didn't really work that much for me. Now, for the issue itself, I'm giving the stories combined 4 stars, the art combined 4 stars, and the overall rating for this issue is 4 stars, but I highly recommend you get it. If you're a fan of Spider-Gwen, you will like her part. It is an enjoyable story. Just I felt more like it was to push her to get motivation than anything else. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're going to really enjoy the 3 Spider-Men teaming up. I mean, I just relished in that little thing right there. I just relished in it. I loved it. So overall, 4 stars. Recommend picking it. Spider-Verse Team Up #2 up. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out Comic Frontline, the site, for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.